Hi Capricorn, this is your forecast for the month of July 2016. This is a general reading for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, or Capricorn Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited the site before, you'll need to clear your browser's cache for the schedule button to function properly. So for you, Capricorn, the week begins with the 10 of Wands. And so you are taking on a lot of obligations, maybe some unreasonable obligations. You could be feeling overburdened this week or overextended in some way. Perhaps you're struggling with all your plans. You've got so many things in the works and you're trying to push things forward. But this is a 10, and so this could be the final manifestation of something. You could be on the back end of some obligation or plans that you've previously set into motion. For some of you, you're feeling a lot of pressure with these obligations. Maybe you feel trapped or that you don't have any control. You're having to take on perhaps more than your share. It could be that you feel as if you're at this sort of a crossroads, that you've got so much going on. Can you indeed take on anything else? Now, for some of you, again, you're fired up. You've got a lot of plans. Maybe you're seeing things through until to the end, and you're just really ambitious this week. You want to get a lot done. But for others of you, you could feel as if you're stymied in some way, that these obligations are pressing in on you, and somehow your development and whatever it is you're participating in has been arrested in some way. You're trying to move forward, and perhaps there's a feeling of being stuck on some level. So this week you're trying to figure out just how far you can go. What kind of reserves are you carrying? What is your endurance level? And there could be, stress and tension connected to, the work that you're doing or the project that you're working on. But this is going to provide you some opportunities to make some changes that can take your life in another direction for the better if you put forth that effort and persevere. Now, because you have so much going on and maybe you're under stress, it could be that this week you tend to blow things out of proportion. Everything appears to be magnified, larger than life. It's so important, do or die. And this intensity that you're attaching to everything is actually draining you and detracting from your powers of endurance. Is just really becoming more of a personal hang-up than anything else. So be careful of, how you tend to view your obligations. Now, the second week, you have the 8 of Wands. So perhaps you were at the end of something last week, and now things appear to be manifesting for you on the physical plane. Things are coming to a head. Things are moving quickly. Events are moving. Maybe there's some blockages removed. If you felt stymied last week, maybe now things are moving forward. Some opportunities are arriving for you. There's a lot of quick action. And so this week is about full steam ahead. Some of you could have some new and better ideas, or maybe you get some kind of a job offer, or perhaps you're traveling, or communication is important, or working on the internet. But the future is in play here. However, this is a week where if you have in your head, and Capricorn loves things to be very systematic and orderly. This is not a week where that's going to happen. You can expect the unexpected, and that's in yourself, in situations, and your dealings with other people. In fact, this is a week where very few situations are going to follow the rules or the way that you have set things up in your head. So regardless of how sure you were about what it was you were doing, something is going to force you to just step back a minute and sort of readjust. Hey, what am I doing? What's going on here? This is either by your own personal choice or by circumstances beyond your control that force you to do so. Some unexpected situation is going to be the catalyst for you to have to move quickly on something, to either save something or get something started, because something new has come into play this week. So if you felt, again, blocked last week, this is a week where you can get a lot done, and perhaps in less time than you expected. And you can make decisions, good decisions, quickly and on the fly. But for some of you though, this is going to be a week where things are moving so quickly that you're overwhelmed, and in which case you're going to try to digest what is happening because everything is moving so quickly. So again, whether or not you had been expecting situations to move forward, things are going to move more quickly than perhaps you are even prepared to cope with or deal with. And so this is a week for you to get on board and be the navigator, because any kind of happy outcome that you're expecting is going to call for you to participate. Things are not just going to work out the way you want just because, and you'll be disappointed if you're expecting them to. Now, the third week, this could very well be you or another earth sign that you're dealing with. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, male or female. Or it could just be that the traits that belong to this queen are important in some way. But this queen is a businesswoman, and she's a good organizer. She's very concerned with the good things in life and her finances, and she wants to manage her money sensibly. So there could be issues that have to do with philanthropy or, getting some benefits or providing something or something connected to wealth. She's also a good protector, and so there could be a concern for the welfare of other people. But again, her focus is on being practical, being sensible, being organized, and these are all qualities that come naturally to Capricorn. There could be some success for you this week with regard to some business or financial matters. And if you're involved in any kind of relationship or partnership this week, this could be the time where you decide, you feel good about the situation and where you are in it. And so you could be deciding that you want to, take things to that next step, that next level, or perhaps you decide you're going to start over with somebody that you knew from the past or somebody new. And whatever the case is, whoever you get involved with, it's likely that you guys have the same interest and that you can maintain the interest in one another. Now, because this queen loves to manage, she can overmanage. She's concerned about bottom line answers. So make sure that this is not a week where you step out of turn and push the boundaries by taking on more than really belongs to you and speaking for other people without actually consulting them first. Because if that occurs, there could be some control issues that revolve around a difference of opinion. Now, the last week you have the Two of Pentacles. So again, the entire month you've had a lot of obligations, things are moving quickly, and you've been trying to wrap some things up, and perhaps they moved forward to the next level, and you're trying to manage and organize what's before you. And this could be a week where you're still juggling. You're trying to juggle your obligations, prioritize, and you may have a feeling of being too thin. If you were looking at your finances, this could be a week where you're realizing that you're having to be very careful about where you invest the money. You know, should I pay this and not pay that, or should I rotate this money over to this area? Some of you, though, maybe you were working on something, some project that involves an exchange for your goods and services, and so that could be this could be a week where you actually put your whatever you're doing out there in order to reap a profit from it. But this week requires that you maintain a sense of flexibility, because there are some ups and downs regardless, whether that's with your fortune, your emotions, the tasks that you're having to deal with. Some of you could be getting some kind of a gift, or perhaps you're changing your job, changing your environment, but there is movement this week. So multitasking is something that you're going to have to master. And it's possible that this is a week where some kind of opportunity, some unexpected stroke of good luck is going to cross your way, whether that's romantically, financially, or legally. And this could be at a moment when you least expect it and in an area that you weren't looking for. So it's going to be easy for you this week to prioritize, and this is a good time for you to review and possibly restructure the way you have set things up for yourself economically. Go over your budget and where you're spending your money, and keep an eye on the long range, the benefits for the future. Now, if you've become overwhelmed with all of your obligations, your finances, it could be that this week you fall prey to some psychosomatic illnesses, just as a means of avoiding situations and people that you don't want to face. So again, this could be a card where maybe you're stretched a little bit too thin, money is tight, or, again, emotional ups and downs. So maintain that practical thinking, because being unrealistic could lead to some irritability, some depression, or finding yourself on this emotional seesaw. Now, the underlying energy for this month is the moon, and this is not a card that I particularly like, because it means that you can be overly emotional. You're sensitive to your environment, the moods of other people. It could be, your parental or child, parental-child relationship is important. And so this is a month where you're going to need to examine a few things in your life just a little bit closer. And so you're going to have to be honest with yourself and with other people, which means you're going to have to try very hard to detach from your emotions when you look at situations, because you could feel slightly depressed, you could be irritable, you could be anxious, and you may be unable to exactly put your finger on why you're feeling this way this month. But it's possible that this is a month where you're going to hear several times, some pieces of bad news from people, about other people, and people that you know and care about. And so physically, this, of course, this will affect you. You may feel more susceptible to illness, or being nervous, or being stressed. And you may feel extremely sensitive with regard to your emotions, and a need to be needed that makes you vulnerable, and especially sensitive when people criticize you. You can be easily offended. So this would be a month where it's important for you to try to do things that you enjoy, that bring you a sense of satisfaction. And when you let your mind enter a state of peace and tranquility, any kind of problems that you're facing, you'll find that a solution will come to you. And this will avoid you taking your frustration out on other people, or even taking it out on yourself. So your intuition is at an all-time high. If you quiet your mind, answers will come to you. Now, for some of you, it's likely that you're not able to detach emotionally, which is going to cause you to enter a state of denial about your work, about your health, about your relationships. And you may participate in some self-defeating behaviors, this cycle that drains your energy, causes fear and frustration, anger, making you close off to opportunities that may show up for you that it could actually improve your situation and bring about a change for the better. This is also a month where anything that you have been hiding or that people have been hiding from you is likely to be revealed, and possibly at the most inopportune moment. If you feel stressed, overworked, overburdened, stretched financially, emotionally, physically, this emotion about, the material or where you are emotionally can overwhelm you, and it can be counterproductive to whatever it is you're hoping to achieve. So this is a month where it appears you're doing some kind of a review. Now, this could be a review of your finances, some kind of opportunity that is presenting, and you're trying to figure out, do I want to grab hold of that opportunity? If you feel any kind of hesitation or doubt, remember, this is going to leave you emotionally vulnerable and susceptible to the influence of other people. You're also weighing your options. You're trying to juggle situations, whether that's your health, your emotions, or your finances. But this is a month where you're trying to make some decisions and you're going over matters. And the key is to remain emotionally objective about what's happening. All right, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. For those of you who have already offered your support, please know that I am especially grateful to you. Have a wonderful July, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.